Hello, love. All right, so in case you were feeling a little awkward about jumping on a Zoom call with me and asking me some questions, I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions that people have sent me and people have asked me in the past. So pop on here if you want to have that conversation. If you have questions for me, just type them in the comments. I'm here to answer whatever you need. Let's get started. So some questions, I have written them down of questions that people have sent me. All right, so they're asking me, and I'm going to answer them according, because it's like an interview with me, but I'm interviewing myself basically. So people have asked me, what do I believe in? I believe in oneness. I believe that we are all one. I believe that there is what I have felt and seen, there is a collection, a collective whole energy that is of high vibration, such as we may refer to it as God, Source, Creator, Spirit, the universe. My soul came here to teach people to lead with their soul, all while listening to their divine guidance. So, and Spirit gave me the term divine guidance because I'm not to judge what religion that you connect with or your own beliefs. As long as you have a desire to connect to divine, whatever you call that, I am to share with you. So I believe in divine. I believe in God, Source, Creator, Spirit. I have Jesus as my bestie. We communicate, we chat. I have a very open relationship with divine, with Spirit. It is a two-way communication and a partnership. I view Spirit as a partner, as a co-creator in my life. I think a lot of times when I started, and I'm like a lot of the women that I get to who first start working with, you start viewing, because we're taught and we are controlled and parented by our parents, we'll just say. And so when we're taught that God is here, God, Source, Creator, Spirit is here, we're here, and so we start viewing it as a parent-child relationship. But actually the way that Spirit wants us to look at it is that we are equal, we are all one, and we are partnering together because divine is actually within you. It's really about the love that you have for yourself. And when you have that love for yourself, you will have that love for God, Source, Creator, Spirit, and love for others. All right, so that is what do I believe in. As you are tuning in, say hey so that I know that you're here. I see people popping in and out. And if you have questions about me, Sarah Sparks, now's your time to be asking, like, hey, what do you believe in? I've got some other questions that some people have sent, so I'm going through and answering them. So the first question was, what do you believe in? The second is, who do I connect with? So I connect with Spirit. Let's say, for instance, the Level Up Leading with Your Soul program I partnered with Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel came to me and shared different messages of what was to be included in the program. And so I included them. Level Up Becoming, the program that will be starting May 10th. That is a collection of energy, God, Source, Creator, Spirit, myself. So who do I connect with? I just say Spirit. Sometimes there's angels. Sometimes I do know that I have 3 angel assistants who have never been human, and they kind of linger off to my side. Sometimes my grandma Schrader, who is my father's mother, she passed away. She kind of hangs out down around here. She guides me more. She had 11 children here on Earth. And so she guides me more along the lines of parenting and that sort of thing. And then Chief up here is a Navajo chief. And that represents the tribe that I am leading. And it literally has the energy of Chief and the Navajo tribe. So that also is guiding me. So that's I connect with love and I speak with love, and I try my best to come from a space of love. So that's who I connect with. Number three, how did I get started in my business? So that was a question that I get asked a lot and it was sent to me. So I thought I would share that with you. If you have questions that you want to ask me, feel free and I will answer them. Just put them in the comments. So how did I get started in my business? I'll start back. So Craig, my husband, was giving me a hard time. I had moved down to Florida. We were not married yet, so it was September-ish, 2011. He was giving me a hard time that I wasn't able to find a job, and he was saying that I had no principles to stand on. That's why I couldn't find a job. And he's very blunt, very direct and to the point. I was like, screw you, buddy. Like, I do have principles to stand on. And he was right, I didn't. I hadn't clearly defined the principles that were guiding me in my life. But I was still a little bit prideful about it. So we went to a spiritual gathering that evening. They were passing around a basket full of words that were all cut up. I grabbed the basket and the word, I shuffled it all up, and the word that I drew was principle. And I laughed and I showed it to Craig and he was like, see, I told you. So being the sassy channeler that I am, just sassy Sarah that I am, that's how I also communicate with spirit. So if you're trying to be like, how do I pray? How do I connect with spirit? Literally just be yourself. Like you are having a conversation with divine. And so I sat down and I was just learning to meditate. So I was working for a personal assistant at the time, and I still keep this book near me because it means so much to me. Her name is Jess, and I was working as her personal assistant. She's an author coach. And hey, Carla, how's it going? This time is about answering questions for people who have questions about me and who I am and what I do and how I do it and how my business got started. So I have a few questions here that I'm answering, but if you have more questions that you have for me about my business or working together or whatnot, please feel free to type them in the comments. All right, so Jess gave me this book and it says Think Very Big, if you can see that. And it's just a little recycled book. So I got the book out. The only thing that I wrote in it were these 9. So I sat on the sofa and I was like, fine. If I have principles to live by, how many do I have? And I hear Spirit say 9. And I'm like, 9? How the world am I supposed to live by 9 principles? I mean, that seems a little bit too much. And a principle to me felt like rules. So I'm not much for rules or being controlled. I mean, shocker, I know. And so do y'all feel that too? Like, do you guys like not like being controlled or anything like that, or rules? So I called them guidelines. And my 9 guiding principles of my life. And I wrote them out. One is, and I won't go through the whole list because if you work with me, that's what Create the Spark is founded on, because that's how my business got started. So 1 is respect and honor the one source within me, creator. Number 2, respect, honor, and see the one source within others and all living creatures. So forth and so on. Number 3 is live in gratitude. Number 4, I am unlimited. So what I did was I broke down these principles because honestly, when they were given to me, I didn't know what respect and honor the one source within me, creator. I was like, whoa. I'm raised Catholic. There's a man, Jesus, that died on the cross that is out there. I don't understand the within me. And then respecting and honoring that one source. Oh, Desiree, did you just have an aha by listening to this? What did you finally... Oh, I finally got on. Oh, shit. I thought she said, I finally get it. Never mind. I finally got on. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm live. Hey, how's it going? All right. Oops, I just moved this. Okay. Yes, I'm glad you're here, love. Okay, so I just broke it down, and for each principle, I was like, okay, how do I respect and honor myself? How do I respect and honor that one source within me? I lived each principle for 1 month. And each week, then I would gather different tools and books and resources to live by. At the end of the 9 months, 3 different women, 3 different locations. One woman was, we were on a group friend bike ride. I had never met her. These were all through Craig's acquaintances and friends. And so we were on a bike ride together, and she stops and she's like, "What do you do? Like, there's a spark about you and I want to have that spark." And I was like, "Oh, all right. That's cool that you said spark." And then I was at Publix, which is a grocery store in, well, the South area. For those in Iowa, you're probably like, what in the world are you talking about? It's a grocery store. So I was at the grocery store, and a random woman in a random aisle was like, "There is a spark about you." And I would like, "What is it? Like, how do you have this spark?" And she didn't know, like, she didn't know me. Like, she didn't know my name is now Sarah Sparks. And then a woman, I was officiating a wedding then towards the end of the month. And it was for a friends of ours. And the sister came up to me and said, "There's a spark about you. My sister had told me about you, but there's a spark and I just want it. Like, how do you have that spark?" And so after hearing this, I was like, all right, they're all saying the same things. And usually when things happen in threes for me, I'm like, I need to be paying attention. When do y'all start paying attention? Is there a certain pattern that happens? Are there certain conversations? What happens for you to be like, ooh, I need to pay attention? For me, it's when things happen in threes, and when things like out of the blue and easily. This earring is itching my ear, so we're just going to take it off. All right, so I live these 9 principles. That's what create the spark. They all said I had a spark about me. Craig has always wanted the Create the Spark name to live on. It was something that he always wanted to create. What does it mean when my ears are itchy, people? Is there something, like, is people talking about me? Is that what's going on? And so, yeah, so that's how Create the Spark got started. When I've hired people to do my marketing and they're like, "Okay, so what is your strategy?" And I'm like, I energetically show up and people come to me. I energetically align with what I am to be doing and people come to me. They're like, "Okay, that's not a strategy. So like, let's think of something else." And I'm like, no, when I try to do something else, it never works. Like, I energetically align with what I'm being told to do, such as I was planning to do Level Up Leading with Your Soul. And people are like, and Spirit was like, no, May 10th, you're starting Level Up Becoming. We want, my soul, God, source, creator, spirit, we all want you to become the most refined channeler. And we want others to join you on this journey. You need to teach them how to become the woman, the person that they're meant to be. And I'm like, all right, cool. We've done this for 8 weeks before. We'll do it again. Cool. So I align with that and I move forward. So that's how I started my business. So in case anybody is curious, the 4th question that somebody has emailed me was, have you always had your gift? For as long as I can remember, yes, I had my gift. My gift is to listen to divine guidance. Did I always listen to my divine guidance? No. That's what Hateful to Grateful, the book that I wrote, is about, is what happens when you do not listen. What happens when you do not trust what you've been given. And that is like, what happens when you don't trust, what happens when you don't listen, what stops us from truly listening to our divine guidance. It was and is my, like, not is now, is for others, was for me. I've worked my booty off to like not have this, but it's your core limiting belief. We get to it within 15 minutes of working together, but I also don't want you to become an expert in your core limiting belief. And so we create and we work with the subconscious to move forward on that. Also, what stops you and what happens when you don't live according to your belief is there is blame, shame, regret, frustration that starts boiling up. Have any of you experienced that? Like you were nudged to do something or say something or go somewhere or take a job or whatnot, and it didn't flourish. Something happened and you didn't take action on it, and it kind of just dissipated. And then did the emotion, like what emotions came up when you knew you were supposed to do something, but you didn't do it? Typically, those emotions are blame, shame, regret, frustration, anger, whatever. Just check in with yourself. If you're having those emotions, maybe you were guided to do something or share something or be something, and it's just been festering in you. It's that misalignment with who you really are that causes those emotions. Emotions are just great indicators to where you are in relationship and alignment with your innermost being, your soul. Other things that stop you from listening to your divine guidance that had stopped me is believing is someone else's responsibility to heal you and guide you. Giving a hoot what other people think about you, trying to control the information that is coming to you, trying to control others. Those all were things that what happened when I didn't tune in and listen to my divine guidance, and it's what stops you from listening to your divine guidance. So yes, I've always had my gift, but I haven't always listened, and that's what made my life turmoil and hell and hateful. And that's really what drove me not listening to my own depression. I feel from conversations with others, conversations with spirit, with my own, that the anxiety that one feels is the massive amount of energy that is coming in, but you're not actually doing anything with it. So you feel like and then and anxiety is also worrying about the future, but if you would listen to that divine guidance and tap in and then follow it and release the energy. So actually doing what you've been shared to do releases that anxiety. What I have experienced when I have felt depression is that disconnection, like the unplugging, the disconnection from God, source, creator, spirit, mind, divine. So emotions are great indicators to where you are in relationship to your own connection to yourself and to divine. Let's see here. Fifth question that someone had asked me, can anyone listen to their divine guidance? Yes, anybody can listen to their divine guidance. There is a difference, and this can be a tricky question to answer because it's a yes and no. So yes, I believe, and what I have experienced and what Spirit has shared with me is that everyone can listen to their own divine guidance, their own inner wisdom, their own source of well-being. But no to like yes to that, no to maybe channeling for others is not everyone's soul's purpose. And what I mean by that is not everyone's soul came into their body and to this earth to be a clear conduit for that higher vibration of energy to flow through you and provide effective and efficient information to others. But you can listen to your own connection. Everyone is able to do that if you believe that you have a connection. If you don't believe you have a connection, probably you're not in this group. But I have family members who believe that there is nothing outside themselves and they're not connected to anything. So they're not my jam to be talking with. So, and it's not my responsibility to convert anybody's energy. I am not a converter. I'm just a helper, plugger, inner. Those are all very technical terms, by the way. So if you feel called to, or feel that push to, or that nudged, or that gut instinct to learn how to listen to your divine guidance, then you need to trust that because there is a reason for that. Okay. How can listening to your divine guidance help me is another question that people have asked me. I'll just give like 3 different ways that it could help you. One, you can make more effective and efficient decisions. It gives you the path of least resistance. So we'll just go there. I'm not going to explain every single thing, but there you go. It gives you the path of least resistance. And 3, it helps you to create an easy, effortless, and enjoyable life. We've been taught that we have to suffer, and that is not. I get very passionate about this because Spirit says over and over and over, are you done? Are you done suffering? If I'm trying to do something the hard way, when am I willing to let go of that resistance? I asked for this conversation, and it was actually a client also I sent it to because I thought it would be very helpful. But releasing the cause. And so I'm just going to read this in case anybody else needs to hear this. So I am willing to, so this is from Louise Hay's Heart Thoughts. And how I always just ask, in case y'all want to do this, and you probably seen me do it before, is I clear the book. I'm not going to do it now because I just got the page, but I cleared the book and I was like, all right, for this conversation with the people that are coming on at 1:00, what do I need to share? What do I need to know? And the message was also for me. And then I thought, ooh, the client needs to know this. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to her. And then maybe if there's anyone on here that resonates with it now, maybe it'll help you. And so when we're thinking about like the second way that listening to divine guidance can help, you are given a path of least resistance. But if you're resisting, you're not going to have the path of least resistance. You're going to ignore that guidance. So the phrase to help release that is, I am willing to release the need for this condition. No matter how long your negative beliefs have been in your subconscious, affirm now that you are free of them. Affirm that you are willing to release the causes, the patterns in your consciousness that are creating any negative conditions in your life right now. Affirm that you are now willing to release the need for these conditions. Now that they disappear, fade away, and dissolve back into the nothingness from whence they came. That's so not a word that I use. The old garbage no longer has a hold on you. You are free, and so it is. So feel free to replay that and say that for yourself if that is helpful for you. What other? Those were the questions that were sent to me. Here's a helpful tip, and then I'll let you go about your way, unless you guys all have questions, okay? I'm willing to answer any questions. So a helpful tip, how you do anything is how you do everything. It's a quote by Suzanne Evans. She's a business coach that I connected with right when I was trying to find a merge of spirituality and professionalism. And so her book, I think it's like how you do anything is how you do everything. So you can check it out. But here's the thing. The way that you love yourself. So these are some helpful tips, and I just want to have listening to divine guidance, level up becoming, leading with your soul. It's all correlated. All right. And I say to people that listening to your divine guidance is everything. And this is why. The way you love yourself is the way that you love divine. The relationship you have with yourself is the relationship you have with others. The relationship you have with divine is the relationship you have with yourself. How you do anything is how you do everything. You are the common denominator among all of the connections you have made in your life, including divine guidance. So allow, ask, receive, trust, and act. 5 steps to listen to your divine guidance are the 5 steps. It's not only applying to listening to your divine guidance, it's the 5 steps to stop overthinking. Stop the swirling thoughts that are stopping the results that you want. These 5 steps also stop the feeling that the weight of the world is on your shoulders when you apply them and when you're living them. These 5 steps call in the person that you have been asking the universe for. If you haven't been asking, I say place your order now. Get detailed. I mean, like, how do you want your burger? Do you want it with extra cheese? I'm just joking, but you get the gist, okay? These 5 steps, allow, ask, receive, trust, act, are how you discover your soul's calling and live it. It's how you double, triple, quadruple, whatever you want, your income, whatever you desire. This is how you do that. Allow, ask, receive, trust, act. I can help you tap into this. I can help you become. I can only help you to the point that you're willing to help yourself. My slogan on my website is, I believe in you until you believe in you. I'll keep on believing in you. But if you don't believe in you, I can't do much about that. So my final advice is to listen to your divine guidance and live and take the action on what you're being guided to do. That anxiety that you're feeling is the massive amount of energy and the information that has been coming into you and that you have been receiving, but you haven't done anything with it. People come to me and are like, well, I know all the things. I know what you're teaching me. Then you're not living it. You may know all the things. You may understand it, but you have to live it. You have to take action on it. And this is my final. It's love. You are unlimited. You have limitless power to lead with your soul and become the person you are meant to be. All while listening to your divine guidance. I can help you tap into that if you're willing, ready, and committed. All right? So connect with me on here, or you can go visit my website, www.sarahsparks.love. Registration is now open for Level Up Becoming. Level Up Become. It starts May 10th. All right? Any other questions? All right. Yes, you can. I like it, Leslie. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for tuning in, loves. We'll see y'all soon.